Wangafuna
angisahambi manje ngithi angikhambi ngila 27 years angikhambi then
wangafuna ukuhamba wangafuna
ulungisisa ungasi South Africa kanjani
no ngifuna umuntu ozongichazela ukuthi why angafuni ukuya ekhaya ayolungisa isimo sasekhaya why ungafuni ukuya ekhaya ayolungisa isimo sasekhaya
ngicela ukungena kancane
idlozi lakho lisekhaya ngiyabona ufake nemvunulo lapho ku display picture yakho
ngisendleleni sikakhona nje manje
isimo sakho sasekhaya solungiswa ubani.
Okay, hold on, Ngicela uLucas ucela ukukhuluma, guys. Hold on. Can Lucas speak? I also want to respond to Sipho.
Ngiyabona into ze-economy ezikhulunywa ngulokunjaneni lapha nguDuma. Lento le economy inzima ukuthi uDuma ngahamba yena eyilungisa eZimbabwe like njengami kanti uthi eyiwini lento le uma ngithi ngiyabheka into engikhula mina ezimo uma ubheka eBulawayo iBulawayo ionwa ngabantu baseMalawi ionwa ngabantu baseMalawi bebuya nabo ngokuhlupheka kwabo babuya bazigcina bathola izindlu khona laphiyana bahlala into economy is about government yeZimbabwe guys lingabahlaba wonke amaZimbabweans ala eSouth Africa lwabulale wonke but into yaseZimbabwe alingeke lafana ichange singabantu sinje kungana ANC phakathi kungana kumbe yini lezi ezabo Zambia nakhuphi kuphi singabantu nje generally can't fix that country never ever singatoyitoya size sife sonke lento le need government to government if like njengani as a South Africans lithi maZimbabweans lina esilapha yini elifuna siyilungise sikhulume inkinga zethu sizibhale phansi sithathe ANC njengeboard of South Africa ifight with ZANU-PF ukuthi ZANU-PF abantu bako nampa la bethu sebesihlukile
ngeke kuyenzeke lo ngeke kuyenzeke lo
government yenye country elungisa country yakho.
But that's why
ANC is a political party. ANC is a political party. So you want another political party to go and interfere in a sovereign state?
Right.
Lapho anikho naseZimbabwe nila nonke how could the ANC ihambe iyodwa iyofixa iZimbabwe where else in la nonke la eSouth Africa ngaleso sikhathi
manje ukuthi uzero asikambi nani le ukuxotsha liyadlala liyaze liphelelwe ngamapetrol lamaphoyisa aphelelwe udizili uzero futhi kuyafana
uzwa
uyindoda egcoke nemvunulo uzofika ukhulume kanje uyasaba ukulungisa ilizwe lakho
Just submit and then we do.
akunamadoda eZimbabwe kahle ngokomthetho awekho amadoda eZimbabwe
sekusele laba o-citizens zethu naniphelile who's standing with you against this government? You're standing alone.
Mr. Duma, I have a question for you. I heard you said people who are only working in Matabeleland are Shonas. How can you help us understand that? How are you sure about that? Why are you saying that? In fact, that all right, the jobs are
what ngu-answer simple butomkhulu kule Ramakhwebana plant reporter posting yamakhalanga kusebenza amashona kule Maitengwe border post ngiyamakhalanga kusebenza amashona kule Victoria Falls ngiyamanambia lamatonga kusebenza amashona eCholosho district kusebenza amashona eNkayi district kusebenza amashona ngikhuluma into yokudlala wena
don't come with tribalism. Gabriel, you are alone in this fight. Zeti, you are alone in this fight. Game, you are alone in this fight. There's no people that are standing with you. Nina.
No. People make their own choices, my friend. They will stay wherever they want to stay. That's their choice. There are 16 million people in Zimbabwe.
April, right don't now. Get me wrong. I'm not denying that
we are fine. They make their choices.
Bachira, you are alone in this fight. You are alone in this fight.
If
These
someone
men
makes their choice that they've lived in South Africa for 27 years and they want to do that for as long as it can be, it's their choice. You and I have no reason to fight with that. It's a choice.
Well, I'm not
right?
denying that it's a
So,
choice. It's a freedom of
but you
movement
need
of a
to
human
understand
being.
that.
But I'm
You
saying,
need to
who's going to
understand
stand
that.
with you? Who's going to stand with
No,
you,
no, no, no,
Gabriel,
no, no, no,
in this
no,
fight?
no. Why do you want to make it your business to understand who is going to stand with me?
The problem is they're running
Gabriel,
to my country, Gabriel. They're running to my country, and my country is running out of resources. My country is running out of
are you
resources.
guys ignoring me or you can't hear me? Kunini ngizama
Askis,
ukukhuluma.
askis, kick, askis.
Oh, so niyangizibha. Okay.
I-problem abantu mabangaqeda
Imana
ukukhuluma
Lucas, can I just submit, please? I've been trying to speak. I wanted to make a submission. Kulente kade ishiwo uSihle. You know what's crazy about what Sihle is saying is it means ukuthi as Africans we will forever be nomadic people. When your country doesn't work, you move to the next one. South Africa goes down, it stops working, you move to the next person. That place that you go to next doesn't work, you move to the next place. At which point are you going to take responsibility for where you've been placed and just say, you know what, with what I've been given, I'm going to fix it. But I really don't believe in this nomadic lifestyle of forcing yourself and staying in other people's countries. Imagine the West doesn't want us, right? So we don't have, we are sitting there uncomfortably in the West. When we visit there, we must have visas. When we are applying for jobs, you are struggling because of where we come from and so forth. So in my mind, when I hear a man saying which is going to stay instead of fixing home, it's a problem because wherever you are staying, when it doesn't work, when South Africa goes down, does that mean you're going to look for a next place to settle? Africa is never going to progress like that, my brother. Everybody needs to fight. We need to get rid of these corrupt politicians. We need to actually forget the politicians, because even here at grassroots level, we are corrupt. Umuntu onikezwe isikhundla sephoyisa uthengwa ngo-100 rand. So even before you get to the top, here at the bottom, we are corrupt. So it's very disappointing to hear men saying, "Bona, they are never leaving." It means you are forever going to be a nomad. You don't care about your roots, you don't care about your people, you just care about going where it's going to prosper. South Africa is going to go down. Uzoyapi. Okay, let's just say you go to Zambia. Zambia is going to go down. Where are you going to go? So this thing of consistently looking for greener pastures instead of us actually fixing the home that we have is a very cowardice move, to be honest.
My sister, let me just take 1 minute of your time just to answer, even it wasn't a question. To help your economy or your country, it doesn't need you to be there always. It depends on how can you help your country. If you are in Zimbabwe and you are jobless and you go to South Africa, there are shops in Zimbabwe that are selling groceries where people are buying and they also paying tax by paying for groceries. I think you know that. So if I send money from here, from abroad where I am to Zimbabwe, people, they use that money to buy groceries. I'm also helping my country. So it doesn't need me only to be there to be productive in Zimbabwe. I think you understand what I'm saying.
Young money, sending money to your mother is not fixing Zimbabwe. It's fixing your family.
Yeah, hello guys. Man, I have this to say, right, with regard to what Kick said. Look, it's clear that the situation in Zimbabwe, the Zimbabweans will not solve that situation alone by themselves. It's way beyond them. The situation in Zimbabwe, it will need international intervention for that regime, ZANU-PF, that is oppressing the people of Zimbabwe, to be taken down. So when Zimbabweans like ask for South Africans to help them to solve the situation at home, it shouldn't be seen as if that they are putting a burden in us, because the situation in Zimbabwe is way beyond them. These people, they cannot defeat that government on their own. It will need international intervention. That's it.
Kuyacala, man. Swallow your food and talk. What's wrong with you?
No, I agree with gospel, but my other thing is, instead of taking other countries to abo human rights, niba reporter and making Lokunja, Ama claims, why are we not taking ZANU PF as well? I agree with Gospel. Sometimes it does take group effort in order for us to fix home. But for me, it's also like putting more responsibility on other nations instead of your own government for what's going on is a problem. And that's what I've also been saying, Uzi. You know, things like Abu Dudula, who I also believe they do violate some human rights, they are a problem. But focusing on Dudula, who's operating in a country that's not home, is also an issue because ZANU PF is also violating Zimbabweans' human rights every day. But you are not, you are not attending to ZANU PF, and ZANU PF is destroying the lives of multiple Zimbabweans. Abaning abahleli ekhaya more than South Africa. So in as much as I'm happy for you to complain about Tutudula because what they're doing is wrong, but I would also like to see the same efforts and energy put into reporting ZANU PF, ensuring that sorry, Ambuti, please mute. Ensuring that ZANU gets international recognition for what they are doing to its citizens, because what they are doing is abuse. They are violating the human rights of Zimbabweans. So the same energy you have, towards Idudula should be the same energy that you have for ZANU PF.
So this
Wait,
is. I
can
just
I
wanted
ask a
to ask you some
question? Just
questions.
one question. Is
No,
Zimbabwe a
Ima,
signatory?
wait, but I went down and I wanted to come since I don't know forever. So can I just say, and because I'm the only mod here, and if I go down, no one is able to bring me, and I'm working. So can I just take a few minutes before the network takes me down again? Then you can go ahead. So my question was, because Zimbabweans are being mistreated by their own government, does it also give Dudula, or because I'm not going to say South Africa, South Africans, I don't want to generalize because it's not everyone. Does it then give Dudula the right to also mistreat Zimbabweans because their government is also mistreating them? And I would also want to answer you before you answer me as well. Zimbabwe has been taken to human rights. We have gone to there have been letters that have been taken to United Nations, SADC. We have gone there, but as much as SADC is concerned, these are brothers for life. They will always stand for each other. We have complained to you South Africans the time of Thabo Mbeki, and Thabo Mbeki, it was like there's nothing happening, but he could see. So we have tried that, not to say that we haven't tried to take our government accountable for what they are doing to us. We've been trying. We're not just quiet. But then it then leads me to that question again to say, then if we are being mistreated in our country, then we come to South Africa, because remember, yes, we do agree that we have some of our fellow Zimbabweans that are acting in crime. But then if then Dudula is now mistreating everyone as everyone is then in committing crime, and to those ones who are not committing crimes, don't they also have a right to say, but we are also being mistreated by Dudula and we're not committing any crime? You can answer me from there.
Okay, Mara Elder T, did Thabo Mbeki make that ruling as the president of South Africa or the president of SADC?
No, ima kancane tusisaphendula.
Ongibiza mahamba manje, yini mahamba manje?
Elder T,
Mabahambe.
if you were with me, I actually did say, Utimina, I'm against the way that Dudula treats Abantu, even though their concerns are very valid. But I'm against the way that they treat people. So for me, when you're asking me that question, after I had said, I don't agree with what they're doing, all I said to you was that the energy that you place in organizations that exist in other countries should be the same energy you place in government. Yeah, you see these petitions that you have against Dudula, Those are the same petitions you need to have for the government that is not allowing you guys to protest, for the government that is running Zimbabwe to the ground because of corruption, where people are driving Bentleys with no roads and no ambulances. Those are the real abusers. Is Dudula bad? 100%. Do I support them? Never. However, I think you're being ignorant if you don't understand their cries, even though I don't agree with the implementation. Go wrong. But the same energy, Elder T, that you have for fighting organizations in other countries that ill-treat your people is the same energy that you need to have in your country for your own government that ill-treats your people.
I mean, Elder T, sorry, I have to say this. Elder T, I wanted to say this. I mean, we have seen situations in South Africa where Dudula was taken to court by some of these organizations. And it is said that some of the people in these organizations were some of your people, Zimbabweans. But have we seen that with ZANU-PF, people taking ZANU-PF to court and contesting against them? You know? So it speaks to that. Like,
yeah, have you seen it? It's a question that I would like to give to you. Have you seen it?
No,
because
I've never seen Zimbabweans. I've never seen Zimbabweans take ZANU-PF to court.
But does that mean that there's no one who's taking ZANU-PF to court because you haven't seen it?
Oh, you can tell me.
Because you haven't taken the time
to
do research.
I'm just asking, is it happening now?
Boss,
it has been happening, my brother.
To court. We take ZANU-PF to court always, but the ZANU-PF, the problem is the court, is the police, is the soldiers. You can't do anything with ZANU-PF. And Ramaphosa is one of the people supporting ZANU-PF. What do you call that guy? Vigile Mbarula is one. They are supporting ZANU-PF. When we win elections, there are no SADC, there are no Zimbabwean. They are vote for the leader one. But they don't want to give us a right to choose the right leader. They are supporting ZANU-PF. Dudula, we are begging your favor. Why can you fight Ramaphosa at ACTA? When in Zimbabwe win election, opposition party, the opposition party must rule. The same in Mozambique. What's happening in Mozambique? Did you see the Mozambican, the way they fight? They fight big time, but what the SADC step you taking? Nothing. Now is that problem is still leading in Mozambique. Same with Zimbabwe. Don't hide yourself with the thing, but the truth, the truth is those parts we never win as long as ANC supporters, other parties in SADC support those people.
Yeah, no, that's true, my brother. I agree with you.
Can Deb speak, please?
Sorry, guys.
I don't know, but there's a problem where people get into this trap of trying to judge Zimbabwe. I mean, the whole of Zimbabwe, as big as it is, of course, it's smaller than South Africa. The whole of Zimbabwe, the Zimbabwean crisis, as it is, I don't know why you get into this trap of trying to judge Zimbabwe based on your experiences of Zimbabweans in South Africa, and you then reduce their whole fight against whatever they are fighting in their country and whatever actions they've taken over the years, and you try to reduce it and rubbish it to then say Zimbabweans, they are fighting South Africans and they are looking for rights in South Africa, and you just reduce everything about Zimbabwe to whatever situation Zimbabweans in South Africa are in. I mean, the problem is bigger than that. And if you just want to reduce it to your experiences and your interactions with Zimbabweans in South Africa, there's no reason for us to have this conversation. Zimbabwe is bigger than what is happening in South Africa, and the problems that people are facing in Zimbabwe, they are being fought on so many fronts, and trying to say Zimbabweans are doing nothing. At the end of the day, I don't know what you are saying, and it's not helpful. it shows that you are just unaware and you are trying to reduce a whole situation to things that do not exist. I mean, at least
Then let's
elevate
talk
your,
about it, Gabriel.
let's elevate our conversations beyond your limited experiences of Zimbabweans in South Africa. The fight goes beyond South Africa. It's bigger than that. Just wanted to point that out. Thank you.
Then let's talk about it, Gabriel. What you're saying is valid, and your feelings are valid. As a South African who's never lived in Zimbabwe, that's valid. But we are all speaking on our TikTok experiences here, and for me, if South Africa is evil, then it also makes me question, why are people coming to South Africa if we're as bad as we are saying? The truth of the matter is the government is fucking up in Zim. And if maybe we were to engage on a level where we're talking about how badly the government has governed both places, instead of maybe trying to justify each other's wrongdoings, maybe we'd go far.
You know, my sister. The other thing is, the very same government that you, our fellow cousins, usually say that we letting them go with everything. We don't take them to account. We are cowards. You know, the funny part of it is they've got lots and lots of properties in South Africa. In those senders, Sandton, the Melrose, everywhere there. Bryanston, they've got a lot of properties. They've been buying cars in Sandton, in Melrose, expensive cars. You know, money has been flocking into South African bank accounts. It's only here and there when you hear that they flag Whitney or Chivayo. But what about the other ones? And even by them saying that they flagged him, what is it that they've even done? Because he's still buying properties there, he's still living large there, he's still using the money there. You understand? They still enjoy the most of their benefits, their money in South Africa rather than in Zimbabwe, because that's where they come in and spend. The Louis Vuittons, the Gucci's, they're buying them in Sandton in your shops. You're benefiting. You see them coming and buying. Why aren't you then saying, no, you know what? For a moment, these people, they must stop coming and spending this money, because this money is making their people suffer. And yet again, these bows that you want us to grow today, if we grow those bows and we go and fight in Zimbabwe, do you really understand that it's going to put you South Africans even in a better situation, when now you're getting people migrating, coming into your country because of civil war?
No,
The numbers that
we
you are
will help
crying
you.
about right now, how big they're going to be.
We will help you.
You will help. You'll
Yeah.
help us, while you are failing to help us now.
No,
My brother,
I know we must
make it
That's
come
soft.
true.
together. We must come
No,
together.
you won't help us, my brother.
Bruh, you have
won't.
to help us now. Was your president, when you congratulate someone who knows it, he didn't win election, then you silent, you keep quiet, but you know exactly who's the winner of the election. What are you gonna help us with?
Yeah, no, that's why I say we must come
Listen.
together and gather our heads and see how we can do this. Because also, this thing needs also other African countries to also join in the fight against the evil regime in Zimbabwe, you know. Yeah, and also our leaders are not doing justice to the situation by, commending and praising people like Yom Mnangagwa and stuff like that. So I think the entire Africa needs to come together. And it's sad to see that Africa is not united. We are very divided as Africans. That's why you have situations like that happening in Zimbabwe. It's very sad, you know. Yeah.
Elder T, South Africa's corruption is South Africa's problem. You see those men who are at the commission, when their slay queens travel to Europe and go shopping, am I holding Europeans accountable for allowing their slay mamas into the country while they spend $100,000 shopping at Hermes? We don't do that, brother. If ANC is corrupt, if our people are corrupt, that is my problem as a South African. I can't be expecting other people to now be accountable for what my people are doing. If ANC is stealing Bazalan, that is South Africa's problem. So if Izanu is stealing, that is Zanu's problem. You can't be holding other people accountable for where Izanu is spending the money. That's number one. Number two, I've always said this.
Okay.
I'm more than happy to support the Zimbabwe. I mean, I have no issues with the Zimbabweans. Hear me well. I, however, don't even know if you guys have an opposition party besides Intwagazi, which to me is a tribalistic party. So even when you guys talk about supporting and rallying behind you, who are we rallying behind? We can't rally behind a tribalistic party, but I also don't know any other opposition that Zimbabwe has.
Elder T, you talked about Tutula and all that. Tutula is fighting for the generation of this country. It didn't do anything wrong according to my perspective. It never done and ayenzanga into wrong.
Okay.
Yabo. So I mean, you guys, whenever you come here, you make babies like crazy. You make babies every week, and whenever us South Africans,
Yamona, that's when
look, I'm still talking, bro. I'm still talking.
Shit. No, when I say you are talking shit or you're talking bullshit, you say Zimbabweans are arrogant. But you cannot be telling one of your brothers or your cousins to say you are having babies every week. Who can have a baby every week, my brother? That's insulting. And you expect us to keep quiet.
That's a hyperbole. That's a hyperbole, obviously.
If we want us to have a conversation, let us have a proper conversation without insults, my brother. Because if you say our women are having babies every week, you are insulting us. Ayikho lento le akunamfazi oba nomntwana every week, even in a year 2 times, you can't.
Even a
So, but then when you come and say every week, my brother, we have chuga. And don't expect us to keep quiet. Usitela ngenhlamba. I would rather say go to a Dudula platform, uyositela khona la inhlamba le khona le, not here. Here we are more than welcome to have a debate and talk in a respectful way. Hence, you never find me undermining you or calling you names or anything sort of that. Because I have
you going wild.
Appreciate me. Raise your concerns, and I also raise my concern.
You're going wild over hyperbole.
No, I'll tell me, when we are when I personally, you know me, ne? The very same way I have reacted, this is the very same way Kaiser will react on your platform. If any Zimbabwean is to come and say anything that's out of line, that is how Kaiser is going to react. That is how Dudula Queen is going to react. Pindi. That's how she's going to react. So as much as you come here and we react this way, don't blame us.
But I protect you on my platform.
You protect me. Yeah, me personally. But what about my other brothers?
Okay, Elder.
And my other sisters? Me, okay.
Elder, hold on. Sorry, Elder. I know you are angry. It's fine. Let's move past that. Yeah, people, they say our women they make babies each and every year, but our population is just 17 million. So where are they making those babies? You know, it's just that Zimbabweans and South Africans, we love bantering around, man. But some of these nonsensical issues that we brought, man, it's like we are kids, man. It's like we are kids, man. We should sit down here, we talk, we discuss real issues. Making babies, it's part of nature. How is it going to affect us? Let's discuss issues that is affecting our societies here. We have got crimes, we have got cross-border crimes, we have got, GBV, we have got what you call corruption. So of all those things that is affecting us directly, both of us here, they are South Africans, they are Zimbabweans here. So of all those things, we have chosen to bring in the issue of making kids. Are we done with GBV?
Are we done with the issue of illegal migrants? That's why you see Africans, nobody respects us because, you know, we measure the minor issues. Issues that we should never discuss. Those are the issues that we spend the whole day discussing. Yeah, you make babies. Yeah, you are lazy. You are not educated. Yeah, you come up. The
Hello, guys.
whole year we've been discussing that. But the real issues, nobody can answer the real.
My comrade,
Right,
ngiyaphila. Nami ngisafisa ukubeka nje kancane. Mina ngibuka ngokwami engathi siyafana. Sineyinkinga ezifanayo kuphela ukuthi omunye iqale kuqala kuthina ngale South Africa iyeza. Ngoba nawubuka iZimbabwe icolonizwe abantu abakwibhodi enkulu. Bazenzela bona into yabo banganiki i-opportunity abanye abantu until yaze bankrupt. But unfortunately wenza kahle umgaba ukuthi agcine izwe kwelabantu abamnyama. But unfortunately la eSouth Africa thina silithathelwa ilizwe asinalo. But kodwa ukuhlupheka kuyafana kwethu sonke. Phela thina kufuneka besibheke isolution yokuthi yini esingayenza ukuze sihambe sofuna kwamanye amazwe usizo lokuthi bas uplift size sifane njengabo Burkina Faso. Mhlambe into esidingeka manje sekudingeka the second option. Les option esinayo le ayisebenzi ngoba let me ngenifakele isibonelo nje esithi kunemoto ezithathwa la ziye mhlambe eMozambique. Ugovernment banesivumelwano sabo esithi nayike yajomba iborder, there is nothing we can do. But there is impossible ukuthi kusangenzeka ukuthi ubophe umongameli cause igovernment yangale ukuthi indoda kunemoto ezishone ngakwena ngicela ungibhekele zona nawe ngingatholakala ngizokuhlawulisa ngoba kune footage kune proof yokuthi ngakwena. So zonke lezo zinto nawuthi uyazibuka aziyenzi sense ukuthi kungani ugovernment wala engaxoxi nowangale ngoba yabo waseBotswana it's different. Eyakhe nje different. I-straight into yakhe. Akekho gangale eBotswana. Kodwa nje lamazwe omabili because amongameli bakhona banolobudlelwane lobo obunokukhohlakala phakathi. Okunye futhi ama-minister la anezimayini ngale.
Ungaqhubeka ngicela abantu amungakwazi ushaye ngesingisi. Hannibal, please. Hannibal, no. Nkosi, you still have the mic. Please speak in English, but mongakwazi, because this is a Zimbabwean panel. So abanye bakhuluma iShona, not everyone understands Zulu. Yes, Nkosi. Hello.
No, awuba explainele wena uchaze mina ngizokwehlela ngenzansi.
No, ngekwazi ukushaya ngesingisi.
But the kicks, I think fine, man. Don't worry.
It's okay, host. Okay.
But this guy supports the biggest looter. He supports the biggest looter of South Africa, Jacob Zuma, the worst president we've ever had. Void of
Stop, please. It's not your turn. Wait. Nkosi, come back, please. It's okay. But bayakuzwa noma ungakhuluma ngesiZulu.
You should have let him finish. You see, now you chased him.
But he's speaking nonsense. You can't come here and tell us about Jacob Zuma, who gave our country away, the biggest looter of the country. Jacob Zuma is a nonsense president. He was nonsense. And MK leadership and NK on the ground don't agree. They don't agree. They don't have the same mandate. Can't tell us about Jacob Zuma. MK supporters are the biggest traitors of this country. Biggest. You can come here and say whatever you want. Mara kusala yuna manga. Azositshela nge-leadership. I-leadership kanjana avotele uJacob Zuma. Nonsense.
Politics. Yeah, we are going to fight each and every day. Yeah. MK is fighting ANC. ZANU-PF is backing from there. Triple C disappeared.
Hi, game.
How are you feeling?
I'm okay, my brother. I think the problem is, TikTok has allowed people to air their views for genuine reasons, absolutely. But then there's people now that are making TikTok the way they make taking a bath or putting their clothing on. Every day throughout the day is just toxic. People are cursing each other. People are saying things that, we're human beings first before we're anything else at the end of the day. Some of these platforms, they're actually promoting violence and unaliving each other. You'll hear somebody saying, put a tire on them, lace them. They're Zimbabweans, they don't deserve to live. Put poison in their drinking water and their food here in South Africa. They don't, and this person has an audience clapping hands for him. Clapping hands, yeah. Yeah, they must unalive. The Zimbabweans must. Can you hate another human being so much that you can actually encourage people to go and do something like? And the worst thing is you're hiding your face when you're saying that, because you don't want the law to hold you responsible for the things that you're saying. So you hide your face behind an image of somebody that's not you. And then you open a platform and you start spewing hate. And your fellow people jump on your platform and they clap hands for you and they start spewing hate.
Maracels, you know how these Dudulas are, Mos. So you already know their character. Why worry about such things?
No, it's not why worry. It's wrong. This morning, this person was saying, me and my people will fund you people with pow-pows to go into Zimbabwe and unalive Zimbabweans. And he had an audience clapping hands for him. He even had a Mzungu on there agreeing with him, a colonizer agreeing with him, a colored woman agreeing with him. People who can walk into an embassy, a British embassy, a German embassy, and say, I no longer want to be a South African citizen. I want to be a citizen of your country. And they will be given stay. Because why? Because the other half of where they come from allows them that privilege. But these are the people that are more welcome on the platforms to spew hate and toxicity, and they are clapped hands for. And then a Black African that's coming and trying to say, guys, stop this of being so toxic. No one is saying don't fight for your country, but the manner in which you're speaking, there's some people that are very ignorant and misled. They will easily stand up and go out onto the street and go and look for a foreigner and do what this person is saying, put a tire on them and unalive them. Let's not be children in a primary school like we don't know that there's people whose mindsets are like that. There's people that actually live the way some people think.
Yeah, if anybody.
But I see people clapping hands for people talking like that. So now it defeats the purpose of fighting the law for what's right for your people. It now becomes a hate campaign against, I'm going to speak as a Zimbabwean, against Zimbabweans. Nigerians will speak for themselves and everyone else will speak for themselves. It's a hate campaign, day in and day out, day in and day out. And you people are sitting on their platforms, clapping hands. You're not correcting these people. You just sat there waiting for your turn to take out your frustration. But you don't realize is this person is hiding who they are because they don't want to be held accountable for what they are misleading people to do. And you might be that unfortunate person who the police pick up their IP address. Your IP address is your home address. It tells the police where you live. So even if you're hiding your face, the police will still find you if they have to. So all I'm saying is, guys, please stop clapping hands for people encouraging other people to be misled and go and do things that themselves wouldn't do. It's all fair and well for us to air our grievances about what is going wrong in South Africa and in Zimbabwe and wherever else. But it becomes a different thing when you clap hands for someone that's saying, put poison in their water and their food, put a tire on them and unalive them, give them ammunition to go into their country and start unaliving innocent people. Right now, there's a guy in one of the towns in Zimbabwe. They've had to deploy soldiers to find him because he's turned into a mass unaliver, women and children. Do we know if this person is Zimbabwean? Do we know if the person is South African? Do we know if the person is Nigerian? We don't know yet. But the kind of speech that we hear on the platforms that claim to be representing the people of South Africa is disgusting. And to clap hands is the worst thing you can do, because that which you think you are complimenting on somebody that's not you, there is a thing called karma. It'll come round in one way or another. Don't ever think when you wish ill on other people that have not wronged you, it won't come back on you. It will, and it does. And all of us on this platform know, as adults, we all know karma comes back. It might not come back on you directly. It might be your children or your children's children that will suffer for you and the things you do. Hold yourself accountable.
Okay, there's some things we need to correct here, right? Firstly, the whole topic, you speaking out of context, the whole topic was, what if South Africa acted as a colonizer? That was the topic. And what means of colonization would you use? It wasn't promoting anything like that.
Hannibal, please stop being a gaslighter. I found you talking about something that wasn't in line with the topic.
You found me in the middle of the conversation.
Instead of you addressing and saying, Kelly, I'm one of those people that sits on those platforms. Speak truth to power. Speak truth to power. Don't come and correct me because you want to go for the topic. No, Hannibal. Don't be disingenuous. Admit and say, Kelly, I'm one of those people that sits on those platforms that claps hands for those people, because you are, Hannibal. If the truth be told, you are one of those people that encourages people to go and be xenophobic against other Africans.
Can I please be protected so I can make my statement?
Don't attack me. I'm the last person to attack.
I'm not attacking you. I am making
and don't gaslight to say you're coming and talking about something that's not the topic.
Okay,
don't do that.
Can we please be protected? Guys. Okay, can we all mute our mics, guys? Can we all mute our mics? Can we all mute our mics? Okay. Masi, let's give each other a chance. Or submit maga submit without being interrupted. Then we move. I think we still have Abandaba Ngenile. We've got other people who are here who also want a chance.
We need to correct the statement. We need to correct the statement that she made, because she's being disingenuous.
No, okay. Okay, listen, my brother, ne? Okay. So I know you're also a host, ne? But then the other thing as well is, I don't know if you met on another platform. Hence, we always say, Wuti, anything that you have been seen before, please don't bring it to another platform. You understand? Because now this will be a continuous of an argument or something that was happening on another platform. You understand? So I don't know. She might have passed through other platforms and she experienced whatever she experienced.
Yes. I'm not going to fight with her.
But what I'm trying to say is,
I want to correct the statement.
Okay, Hannibal, I'm going to give you a chance. I'll give you a chance. Can you let me just finish? What I wanted to say is, it's not only you who's hosting each and every time. There are also other people that are hosting. And when yourself, you are not accountable of other platforms and whatever they say or do on those platforms. Only yours that you host, you're accountable. If someone comes and say, this is what you are doing, then you are able to answer for yourself and say, no, on my platform, I don't do this. But if someone comes and then raise other platforms, then you won't be able to fight for those people, unfortunately, because it would be unfair. If they are doing it, then you are fighting for them. Then it will be unfair. But then I'm giving you the mic. You can go ahead. Let's just try to make it civilized, Danish. Then we can pass the mic to the next person.
I'm not going to attack anyone specifically. Mina intenzo yisho Elder T and to the panelists and the 86 people listening, right? The topic that was run was what if South Africa turned into a colonizer? How would we colonize other nations? So if you're running rhetoric to say that when people are running a topic like that and people are giving their own opinions, and people say allegedly, and people say if we did this, no one is saying this is what we're going to do, because no one on TikTok has any power to actually shape any politics in a country. No one is going to talk on TikTok and push Ramaphosa to do something. So if a topic is running to say, if we were the colonizers, what would we do? And you say, and you give your opinion on how you would colonize the rest of Africa. Your opinion, as Zeti always says, opinions cannot be debated. It's an opinion. So imagine Unfunuktin. So she can't come here and say that we're spewing hate or we.
Listen, Hannibal. You will certainly not. You can certainly not colonize people through hate. Okay.
He gave me the time.
You are simply speaking because you're defending the
okay, let's move on to the topic Ken Paboza, because angeke ngikhulume la ngoba umunye usisi uba triggered so easily. You become triggered so easily, my sister.
No, because you're the one that clapped out for this nonsense.
Okay, guys, the two of you, can you please mute? The two of you, please, can you mute? The two of you, can you please mute? The Uncle Zeti, do you want to submit?
Bongnik's card. I see him wrong la. Bongnik's
okay, sharp. It's minutes then
we can move on to a constructive
debate. Let me give you a minute, then you can go.
It's fine. No, it's fine. Let's move to a constructive debate, because emotions don't get us anywhere.
Okay, sure. Yeah, that's why I wanted to ask Uti, we need just to cool it a little bit so that we can move to others. Then we'll come back to you after it has massen coolly about, because if I keep on giving you time, then then she's going to open the mic again. So we're just going to be back and forth. So I think it's just wise to move on to someone, then we'll come back to you a little bit later. Then you can submit.
I'm on someone right now.
Uncle Zetu, do you want to open your mic and submit? Malume Zetu. Okay, Malume Zetu, I think is not there. Gabriel? Oh, okay, sharp. Okay, sharp. You can talk, Uncle.
If you don't mind, can you please explain the difference between ZEPs and APs?
No, I'm trying to ask the question, why do you think those guys were given ZEPs instead of what they were coming for? The question is, why do you think they were given ZEPs instead of what they were coming for?
Okay, are you Uncle Akona Langat Nomsindo Yana Lily? You wanna submit? You can open your mic.
Mana Elder T. Geo Navy was here first, Elder T.
Oh, okay, JNV. Sorry, I'm driving, so I cannot see properly. JNV, can you open your mic?
Geo Navy.
Yo, Geo Navy. Yeah, you can go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, first and foremost, before I do my contribution, I just want to make it clear. We have this platform so we can help each other grow better understand things and also direct each other in a proper path. Where things are going wrong, we can correct each other and help each other have proper ideas that are going to build us and be better people. If we are going to just stick on being and also using hate speech, all that crap, the only thing we are going to have is just childish stuff, something that is not even constructive. At the end of the day, it doesn't even solve anything. Hate this one, hate that one, not solve this, not solve that. No. If there is a problem, you come together as family. And that family is supposed to be there for each other, to back each other, and see where and what is the root cause of a problem. That problem now can be solved with solutions. How are those solutions brought up? They're brought up when people sit together, they do a proper discussion, and then give each other direction.
Now you are wasting our time now. I think this has been settled already. No, guys,
Senior
I
man,
thought it's been settled. Why do we have to repeat things?
Sekuru, I'm just winding up. I'm just winding up.
After 2 seconds this, why do you have to come back to it now? I know we're trying to move on
Why
to
do
the
you always
topic.
do this? No, why do you always do this? Why do you always do this?
Because you are wasting our time.
I'm not wasting your
You
time.
are wasting our
senior man.
time.
I'm not wasting your time, senior man.
One, yes, you are wasting my one.
So that is what we are supposed to do.
No.
So
The
for now-
moderator addressed this. The moderator addressed it. It's all been addressed. Why do you have to pick it up for you to turn around and put your 2 cents on top of it?
Let me go to the point.
No. We've got a debate that is going on. Go to the debate. Don't go to the point.
Exactly. That's what I want to contribute on the debate. You're being emotional right now.
No. I'm not being emotional. You wasted 4 minutes of our time now.
So, host, thieves or criminals coming from Zimbabwe, crossing over back home, have been taking things. They've been stealing stuff. The immigration people at those border end, they've been allowing these people to enter freely with those stolen goods. And then you expect the South African government to just be there as a good player. This is it's a zero-sum game. It is a zero-sum game where the South African border post is chasing these people, these criminals, to confiscate those stolen goods. And the the Zimbabwean immigration is allowing this. Then you expect both sides to play a fair game. This thing is a zero-sum game. It cannot work. There's nobody that is pushing for being xenophobic or anything. No. Criminals are being allowed into Zimbabwe freely. And you expect people to just play a fair game. It doesn't happen. That is where you have these results where people like Dudula Queen coming in, push these people out of the country. You see that? This is the reason the people are upset. Your people from Zimbabwe are allowing these criminals to enter freely when they have stolen stuff, stolen goods and all that. We're not being xenophobic. We're just trying to make sure that there is sanity. A proper cleanup. Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Uncle Zetu? Uncle Zetu?
Yes. Hey guys, I've got a question. Why is ZEPs? Why were the ZEPs given instead of what the people were asking for? Why were they given ZEPs?
Anyone with an answer, guys, you can open your mics. Is there anyone with an answer?
I'd like to give an answer. I think the reason they were given ZEPs is because if their stay is extended in South Africa, it means that they're not coming home to focus on the issues that are affecting them at home. So the things that they would have been exposed to in Zimbabwe, they're not being exposed to in Zimbabwe. They're now being exposed to something similar and different in South Africa. Also, most of them might actually find that they find secure in South Africa, and there's no need to come home and register to vote and implement changes. That's just my opinion. That's what I think.
You guys know that the ZEP people were going through an asylum process, yeah?
Yes, Malume, that's what I'm saying. By
Let
doing it
me
this
just
way, then
add on that one.
the people are not.
Okay, Kelly, let me add on that one. Let me add on that one. So what happened is there were people who were on asylum, okay? And they were moved from the asylum seeking, and there were people who also did not have asylum at that time. Then everyone was told to, if you are a Zimbabwean, just come and apply. And it was a ZSP by that time. It was not that this ZEP that they're giving out right now. And it was a different one. And with the first permit, when it came out, it had no conditions. You understand, like conditions whereby after 5 years, you cannot move to a different permit. You cannot apply for a temporary residence and all those stuff. They didn't have that, you know, until it was expiring. Then they realized that if they were to extend it with the very same conditions that it had, which means for the other 3 years or the other 4 years that they would add on top of the expired one, it was going to put these people over and above 5 years, and automatically that gave them a right to apply for a temporary residence. And then when the second one came, then it was changed. Now it came with a lot of clauses to say you cannot do this after this and this and this. Then it also got finished again. Then they issued another third one. So names are they just changing each and every time when they issue a different one. And it also came with other restrictions and other things which were not even there on the previous two that they had issued. You understand? So hence some of the times, that's why you see even this, the people that were having these permits, if they're taking the government, the Home Affairs to court, it's because now they've surpassed a certain time in South Africa. And then by just telling them to just go out, because remember, there are people who came in, had families, were allowed to have properties and a lot of things. So then just to say we're canceling it up and go, then that's why you see most of the times they are unable to cancel it. They're like, you know, extending and extending and extending and extending, because it's something that they started not knowing how it was going to turn, that it was going to turn in this way. So yeah, that is what I just need to add on that one.
Elder, can I ask something? Guys, those are ZEP, are they based on the special, is it special skills?
No. So those ones, they were not based on anything. So you could be a carpenter, you were getting it. You could be a plumber, you were getting it. The time that they did the ZSP, the time initially when they did the ZSP, if you had an asylum, you just had to come with the asylum. And you had to go, and by that time, most of the people did not have a passport. So most of the people, they applied with an asylum, and they were told to go and apply for a passport. You understand? While they wait for their permit.
Okay. Because I know.
And people went and applied for passports and came back.
Hold on, Elder. I know one white guy is a farmer, and he said to me, I'm also using the ZEP. I don't know. So that's why I'm asking, is it based on scarce skills or something? So, but guys, as Zimbabweans, do we think that ZEP?
No, it's not based on scarce skills.
The extension, is it good for us or bad for us?
So it's good for people. Okay. So basically, you know what I always say, again, to say, you know, we've got, you know, especially the people who have been living on the ZSP, ZEP, I don't know how to call it now because they've changed so many names. And the people who got those permits from the beginning, you understand? And a lot of those people, some of them, they've already migrated, they've gone home. The others who are still there, those are people who are slow, who are now trying to say, you know what, let us just get maybe a renewal for the next coming 3 years so that now we can just prepare and just go back home, because they were not yet prepared to go back home. They were just living comfortable, saying, you know what, we are here to stay. But now it's now they realized, no, you know what, we need to go back home. You understand? But in order for them to go back home now, they need that time to prepare, accumulate funds, and just go back home. And truly speaking about that, you know, the 180, it's no longer 180. It's no longer 180. It was 180,000, but it's no longer 180. It's way surpassed 120. Because some of them, they passed away. Some of them, they went back home. Some of them, they never renewed.
Okay, Elder. So, Uncle Zed, are you there? I just want to...
Yeah. I'm here.
On your analysis, the extension of ZTP permits, is it good for us as Zimbabweans, considering the situation that we have? Is it a good move or is it a bad move?
They should have not been given ZEPs. They were asylum people. Majority of them were asylum people. You can't move protection of asylum to turn around and give ZEPs. If they gave the protection of asylum, that means those people now, the route of naturalization is actually easy, and the government was running away from that. The South African government has got a very weird way of not wanting to naturalize people. Very weird. To a point that even in government, they talk about it as a very weird thing. Does not make sense. And this is where you take over 100 and something thousand people that have come into your country to turn around and seek protection, and you move them to a point that now they are constantly in limbo when they should not be.
Protection from what, Zeti? Protection from what?
What do you mean protection from what?
I'm asking you, you said they're looking for protection, so protection from what?
Don't you go and get asylum? What do you think asylum is? Protection from dogs. When a human being goes and gets asylum, you think it's getting protection from what?
Protection from human rights abuse. That's what.
Okay.
Unless Zimbabweans are not human, they're not exposed to human rights abuse. I don't know, but that's the protection Malume is talking about.
That would have given the highest number of refugees in next door to South Africa, and that would have made South Africa turn around and consider them as refugees, by so doing negatively impacting Zimbabwean government. This is why South Africa did not want to do it, because they did not want to impact ZANU-PF, because the number would have actually turned around and grown to 200, 300, 400,000 next door. South Africa becomes very weird. It becomes the country with least number of Zimbabwean refugees compared to other nations that are not in Africa. And that is very weird, because that becomes your first port of call.
Okay, but then how do we have refugees that cross the border in December back to a country that they're not repatriated in? You can't be a refugee and cross the border back home and say that you're a refugee. That makes no sense.
You see now, Mr. Hannibal, you're not even willing to engage. We're talking about, people are here talking, we're interrogating the existence of a ZTP, how it came about. We are moving to 2025, and they're talking about the dynamics of people in South Africa going home for December. But the discussion here is about the existence of a ZTP. And where does it originate from? We're trying to understand that.
If you're running away,
you're not willing to engage here.
If you're running away, no, but I'm willing. But I'm being factual. If you are running away from persecution, you do not go back to the same country that you're saying is persecuting you in December. That makes no sense. A refugee cannot have free movement between borders without being repatriated into that country, or the thing that made them run from that country removed.
Hannibal,
So
sorry, my brother. Can I ask you this question? How many Zimbabwe arrested during Christmas 26 and 25 and 26 were trying to leave South Africa into Zimbabwe? How many?
From the report that the normal things that I've seen, it says 500, but you cannot shy away from my fact that says that a refugee cannot easily cross between the borders of the country that they're running away from and say that they're being refugees. That doesn't make sense.
Hold on. Amongst those people who were arrested, Zimbabweans who want to cross into Zimbabwe from South Africa, they were asylum seekers. And they were told that you came here claiming that you are being persecuted in your country. We gave you the asylum permit, so-called stuff like that. Now you want to go back to the country that you said you are running away from. Therefore, you're not going. Because by you going there, you're compromising our status. So
but you're proving my point, Game, to say that you cannot come into a country and apply for refugee or asylum status if you're going to freely move between the borders of those two countries. It's illegal. Why are you saying that you're facing persecution if you can freely move from the country that you said you are running from and the country that you ran to? Then you're not facing persecution.
So that's where now we jump into this conclusion that no, our systems, they're not working nicely, because from the beginning, those people, they were supposed to be scrutinized, but you came with your claim that you are being persecuted, but you're not. Now you want to go back to the same country that you said you are being persecuted. So both governments, they are playing us like fools. This thing is controlled, my brother. If you can check, it's controlled. Of course, we do.
I'm not denying what you're saying, Game. Right? You're further intensifying my point that they are then applying for a refugee status, an asylum status, incorrectly and illegally so, because you cannot say that you are being persecuted and then go back to the same country. It makes no sense. So therefore, they're not really refugee seekers. So why are they applying for refugee status if they want to go home in December? It makes no sense.
That
means they're taking advantage of South Africa.
That's why I always tell people. In Zimbabwe, if you can check, right, people, they always say, no, we are suffering from hunger, blah 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 blah. You know, a lot of those stuff. But I've been telling people that no, our problem is that we do have oppression. There is time whereby you see Zimbabweans, they are running around, especially that time of elections. People, they will be hunted, Baba. So some of the people, I understand when they say, no, I have to leave, I have to go. You understand? When that period is gone, people, they want to come back. But now, you've got another status of saying, no, in SA, you are an asylum seeker. So we are being compromised here. Both ZANU-PF and the ANC, they are playing with us. They are benefiting from this now.
Game. I think the reason why South Africans can't seem to grasp what other African countries go through is because they've never been through it. So to them, it's excuses and it's lies because they've never been through it. They're very lucky to have a democratic country that it allows freedom of expression, movement, and everything. So for them, if they can stand up to a policeman and tell him to F off, why can't Zimbabweans do the same? And what I've realized is that they're not here to learn what we're telling them. They're here to argue our lived experiences of life as a Zimbabwean. Because we've been on this platform for I don't know how long now, and we keep telling the same thing over and over again. Our stories don't change, which goes to show we're not liars. But they keep asking us the same questions over and as if to say they'll wake up tomorrow and Zimbabwe will be a democratic country and things will be okay. So a lot of them are saying the things they're saying because they've never experienced what we've experienced. So it's very easy to sit in your chair in your house and point fingers at people for something that you have never lived through. You're free to walk your streets. You can accustom a policeman, nothing will happen to you. You can accustom a soldier, nothing will happen to you. But you can't do that in
But that's
Zimbabwe.
a
There's no
lie.
freedom of that.
That's a lie because South Africans
You
think
can walk
no,
into,
that's a
again,
lie, girl.
Hannibal,
That's
you
a
are
lie,
not
girl.
here to learn.
That
You
is
are
a
simply
lie.
here to argue.
No,
Gabriel
but you're
was right.
lying. We need to
You
correct your lies.
want
South
to use
African,
Game's
South
platform with your
Africans.
dudulas in the comment section
No,
to
I've been
come and...
respected. I've been respectful to Game. I've been respectful to Game.
No, but you're not listening to learn, Hannibal. You're listening to argue.
Hold on, everyone. Hold on. Hannibal and Kelly, I don't understand. But where is your beef coming from?
Game, let me explain something to
No,
you.
she has a problem with me.
Let me explain to you what
Hold on, Kelly.
what I'm talking about is relevant. I'm responding to what is being said, right? Game, no matter how many times you tell him, he'll come on your platform, he'll come on Chief's platform, he'll come on Susu's platform, he'll come on any Zimbabwean's platform and continue to argue with us after we have explained and broken down to him that Zimbabwe is not a democratic country. Like, same language, we may speak similar languages, but the rule of law in Zimbabwe is not like the rule of law in South Africa.
Okay.
It's not the same. So stop arguing with Zimbabweans when they tell you they lived the experience.
Game, can I say something to you? So, South Africans faced police persecution from the SRT, which we called Amaperet, right? Who were coming into taverns and beating up people and assaulting them. And we stood up. We went to the police stations, we went to the government, and we fought, and the SRT was removed from policing normal South Africans because that's not their job. Their job was to fight people that are doing cash in transit, people that are doing armed robberies. That was their job. And we fought as South Africans to say, these people cannot police us because they are violating our human rights and they are attacking us. We fought. So you cannot come here and say that South Africans did not face
Because your
persecution
democracy allows you that privilege. Democracy. Go and read and understand.
Can you please protect me, host?
No, because you don't protect. You're not here to listen. You're here to argue.
Can you protect
Do you understand what a democracy is and a non-democratic state? Do you understand the two things?
Hannibal and Kelly, just hold on. Let's set this one right. If we say South Africans they've never faced persecution, we'll be lying to ourselves. But there is one thing that nobody here can disagree. South Africans, they've not yet faced persecution from their own black people, black leadership. Us, we are facing persecution from our own leaders, the people who look like us. But if we say they've never faced persecution in their history, I don't think that's fair. The only difference that us, we are facing persecution from one of our own, the people who look like us. That's the only difference now, Kuti. The people who are oppressing us, they look like us, they think like us. Some of them we even, live together with them. And those are our oppressors right now. And those ones, they are very, very, very difficult to deal with now. Because your movements, they know your movements. If it was a white person, I think the whole of Africa was going to help him out. But now it's like a family field. Nobody wants to entertain Zimbabwean issues because people, they'll be just saying, "Oh, don't worry, they'll sort it out. They'll sort it out." But if it was a white man, everyone in Africa was going to come and say, "No, enough is enough. We can't have this colonial status in Africa again." But because it's black on black, if we start to fight here, black people amongst ourselves, there is no white man who's going to come and stop the fight. That's the only thing there. Lily, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm 100% here. What do you call it? Viva what? What's your slogan?
What? Vuka mthwakazi vuka.
It's Duga Mtoga Duga.
Vuka mthwakazi vuka. Finish. I want to hear it. Vuka mthwakazi vuka. Bantu.
Yithi Viva President Mqondisi Moyo Viva.
Hey, she's a joke.
Fine,
Yeah, how are you everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just listening to you, Game, when you were saying you are being oppressed. I don't know who is oppressing you guys, because what I only know is you are the biggest oppressors there in Zimbabwe. So I don't know who is oppressing you then if you're saying you are oppressed. The only people that I know that are under oppression is Ndebeles that are being oppressed by Zimbabwe system and the Shonas. Those are the only people that I know that are under oppression. So if you are saying you are under oppression, that's why you are running away from your country to other countries. I don't think that is true, because you're always telling us about ZANU-PF protecting you, telling us that Zimbabwe is in good condition. So why are you running away to other countries? But I want to submit this to you, my neighbors Zimbabweans, my neighbors Shona, that have you realized that you have caused chaos all over the world? Seriously, you just sit down and ask
Chaos,
yourself,
not chaos. Chaos.
why you are not wanted in other countries. Just ask yourself that why as Shonas were not wanted in other countries. Seriously,
Are you normal?
The world would be in peace without you. Seriously.
Why are you allowing her to come
No,
in
let
here
me speak. I want to
and
finish.
incite tribalism? She's inciting tribalism.
It's not tribalism, but I'm
And waiting for ZANU-PF. Stupid
we are
bastard.
discussing here.
Because on the ground, Zimbabweans and Shona people get along with each other.
Very well.
Very well.
Except some mental patients.
We are discussing here.
No, you are discussing tribalism. We are not talking about tribalism here.
Thank you.
Go to a platform that entertains tribalism.
Thank you, Kels.
We love each
Stop
other.
lying. Stop lying.
There's a Ndebele person right here telling you ukuthi sibanye.
No,
Ukuhamba udinga inkinya akusasebenzi sisi. Hamba kachana le uyedinga inkinya zakho kachana le.
Actually working for ZANU-PF.
Causing division amongst the people.
We already divided. You are already divided. Why are you saying I'm causing division? Because we are already divided.
Here on this platform, we like each other, Ndebeles and Shonas.
Is this your platform, Kels?
Yes, it's my platform. Manju Funan.
No, it's not. It's Game's platform.
Game is my brother. Game is my brother. So what's your problem?
He's also my neighbor. He's also my neighbor.
Grow up, my dear. Grow up.
Hello, Lily.
I'm listening.
Yes, where are you from?
I'm from Bulawayo.
Oh, yeah, Zimbabwean.
Uhlale Jozi low fossil. Kahlale ekhaya.
No.
Let
Do you know what
speak
really
for
happened?
myself, Kels.
If she was in Zimbabwe, she wouldn't be talking the way she talks on platforms, accusing people of being ZANU-PF agents. Namanga.
I stop talking on my behalf when I Kels. Let me speak for myself.
If you were at home, you'd be quiet. She says she's from Cowdrey Park. She would be very quiet if she was in Zimbabwe talking the way
Why
she's
a developed
talking.
person hates a Shona?
No.
Guys,
Isolated mental health patients.
I'm a Shona. I'm a really Shona.
sorry,
I'm wondering like Lily. I'm
sorry,
wondering like why Lily is hating.
sorry, guys, sorry. Can I'm back. So sorry, I was doing something, and now I'm baking. Is on to say, hey, couldn't disorder la.
No,
So I don't know what
usiswe too low ulili udinga inkinya khona ezama ukupromote political party yakhe le on the platforms, trying to cause tribalism.
Through tribalism, shame.
Yeah, but of course we try to hide this thing. But seems like it.
Ulili siyamazi, and it doesn't help us ukuthi silwe naye Ulili. Ulili, she's running, or she was running for to be a councillor in Country Park, so I'm not sure how it's going there. But yeah, she's into politics, so I think I'm totally.
Why is she so desperate?
Live in the country. She doesn't live in Zimbabwe. In Bulawayo. How is she going to be
you
a
must stop
councillor?
lying about me. You must stop lying about me.
We know people that know where you live in Jozi. Don't think the internet is a secret place.
So
people know you at Jozi. Open your camera and show us where you are in Bulawayo. Vuli camera. Me, I have no problem. People here on this platform, they've seen where I am. When I
haven't seen.
Guys, hold on. Lily, today you are disappointing me, man. See, we used to sit down, we discuss real issues. Now we are bringing this one now. Jesus, Lily.
Tribal politics is outdated.
Listen, Lily, listen. To me, there is no Ndebele, there is no Shona. We are Zimbabweans. But if you want to proceed with that one to say no, I'm Ndebele, I'm not a Zimbabwean, then it's fine. People, they've got the right to disassociate or associate. It's fine. But when I'm treating you, I'm not going to treat you like you are not one of us. We might have issues that needs to be sorted. But
Game, you saying there is no Zimbabwe, there is no Ndebele, there is no Shona in other countries. Yet here in Zimbabwe, there is Ndebele, there is Shona. Do you know that?
Personally, when I'm addressing you, I don't see a Ndebele, I don't see a Shona in a Zimbabwean. Because the moment I identify you as a Ndebele, I'm distancing myself from you. So other people, they can say, no, Lily, she's in Ndebele, Kelly, she's in Ndebele, Elder T is a Shona, this one is this. I'm saying, when I'm discussing this, when we are on this platform, I'm discussing with you as a Zimbabwean. But if you don't, that is fine. People, they do have the right to associate or disassociate.
Yeah, and I will never fight for Zimbabweans in my life. I will never do that. Because Zimbabweans are my oppressors. How can I fight as a Zimbabweans yet I'm being oppressed by Zimbabweans?
No, really. That's why I'm saying you have the right to fight, right? You have the right to fight. Myself and other people, we do have the right to fight. But there is no one who's got the right to fight one another.
Lily, you must stop doing that. Why is that? You must stand up with your people. Because manje, I'm a South African, not in Mawenza Ganj. We are one.
Stand up with the people abangihlukumezayo.
There's a thing that I noticed between us.
Ngihlale nomuntu ongilimazayo, bayangilimaza then lithi ngihlale nabo kanjani?
Mamela, Lily, mina ngikhulele Bulawayo. Ngafunde eMilton. Amashona ngikhule labo, ngifunde labo. We are all one. Angazi ukuthi kusuka kuthini ebantwini ma this divider for no reasons, you know. That's not good. Ungabi lengqondo enjalo.
Lily, ndrimshona Lily. Taura neni. Why wakandwengera ji?
So, but I don't understand, Shona, but truly speaking, Shona, you are oppressing Ndebelezi, you are marginalizing Ndebelezi. But in other countries, you want us to say you are one. You are not one.
I was married to a Xhosa, now I'm married to a Ndebele. But I'm wondering, you guys is two haters to explain, expagorate.
It's just that everywhere you go, you oppress, you disrespect,
We
you
don't
treat
oppress.
others.
Hey, if I go to a company, hey, I'm an engineer, yeah, my papers, I get a better position. Then you say I'm oppressing somebody who was supposed
Then
to
you
be there.
fire,
That's
you
because I
fire
have the
others.
qualification to do a certain job.
Yes, you fire others and you
No, we
hire
don't
your
fire.
shoners.
No, we don't fire. If I bring out, like, let's say I'm an engineer, there is somebody who is an engineer who doesn't have papers, or else there's a gap that they need a qualified person. Then I bring out my papers, then I get the job. Then you say I oppress somebody. How do I? I don't own a company. I'm just working like any worker, doing my job. Yeah? It's like this other girl who is this one. This other girl who was doing Dudula. Have you ever noticed like that that lady? She's in Ndebele, but she was testing Zimbabweans away from South Africa.
You know what? The
Give her
problem
time
that
to express herself. Give her
the
time to
problem
express
that
herself.
South Africa is facing right now is the problem that we are facing right now as the people of the powers because of you, Zimbabweans.
No, it's not. Hey, listen, Lily, BT slow. You know the economy of South Africa is being taken down by the South Africans. Check Matlala what he is doing.
Hold on.
All the contracts are being taken by him. Gangsters are ruining the country, but you guys are rushing for.
Hold on, guys. Let us not bring South Africans into this issue. We are discussing Zimbabwean issues here. Let us stick to our Zimbabwean issues. Yeah.
But you know, she's not doing the right thing, because as Zimbabweans supposed to stand one another, but the way now she's acting is not disappointing.
Just hold on. Let me finish. Let us discuss our issues. If we are to fight together, we are going to fight here. But let us not bring other people's affairs here. We can talk about what is happening in SA, considering Zimbabweans. Their issues is none of our business. So Lily, you come here, you said Shona people, they are causing problems wherever they go. But let's give an example of what is happening in our neighbor. They are saying Zimbabweans must pack their bags and go and build their country. They are not saying Shonas must go. They are not saying Tongas must go. They are not saying.
Thank you.
Zimbabweans.
I'm in support of that. I'm in support of that 100%. They are 100% right.
Lily, we are here to learn. We want to talk, don't worry. You said Shona, right? I'm giving an example of what is happening. They are saying everyone who has got a Zimbabwean, whether you come from KZN and you go to Zimbabwe and then you go back to SA, they are saying you are not part of us. Go and fix your country. So when you're saying Shona people, they are causing problems. Here's an example of Dudula in passing. I'm just mentioning. They've never said Shona people must go, Ndebele people must stay, Xhosa must stay. They've got Xhosas in SA, they've got Ndebeles in SA, but they are saying if you are Ndebele of Zimbabwean origin, of KZN origin, but you have got your nationality is Zimbabwean, pack your bags and go. But here you are
wrong. Are they wrong now?
You are single out in Shona people, as if Shona people are the ones who are committing crimes only in our neighboring countries. You see, that's where the problem is, Lily.
You nailed it, boss.
Lily Bamkochile on the Dudula platforms. She went on there looking for sympathy from them. They all here in the comment section. About Dudula Queen and them. They ended up insulting her, telling her she's
manga when I kills.
Manga, I was right there. I was there on the platform in the comment section when you were spewing nonsense. You must be observant.
When I were engaging here, but
they chased you and they told you, don't come and take your Zimbabweans and go. They chased you off the Dudula platform.
Why not my issues?
You went there looking for love and they showed you, as long as you're Zimbabwean, they don't love you. They showed you.
Why are you always talking
nonsense? Udinga from them, and they showed you Uti you are Zimbabwean today, tomorrow, and the day after. Abagufuni. Go home to Cowdrey Park and go and spew your tribalism in Cowdrey Park. Let's see.
Chaos, it's fine. Chaos is fine. If they say they want Ndebele's shown as people must leave, it's fine again. There is nothing that we can do. But let us hear from other people. We have got Maleficent, he never said anything that has got, it was just passing. My brother, you can go ahead, make your full submission. We go to Mansa Musa. I can see my sister here, the original Zimbabwean, the Kalangas. She's here as well. She's gonna say something. Maleficent, you can go ahead. Please, guys, let's have a wonderful discussion. Elder T, I'm leaving you guys. I mean, I don't want to fight. I'm leaving you. I'm going. If you want to stay here and fight, it's up to you. I don't participate in debates that has got a fight. You guys, I don't know who's gonna be a moderator here. Elder T, I'm leaving. Please.
You can leave. The tea will behave. As long as Lily doesn't spew tribalism, she'll be okay.
I'm not speaking tribalism, but facts must be told.
You are born in
you want us to
Zimbabwe,
keep
but you are
quiet?
spewing rubbish and shit here. You are born Zimbabwean. Do you not understand that?
So does that mean
You
I
think
must not
Uguti-
fight for my
okay,
rights?
you think if a war breaks out, they're going to say to you
Must I
because
not
you are in
fight for
Twagazi,
what is right for me?
Sikubambe. Uyazitshela manga sisi, uyazitshela manga, uyezwa? Uyezwa?
I will never ever fight. I will fight for my freedom till I get it. I'm fighting for my freedom. I don't take your own
njengentsha ngokubamba ipassport lika
Hello.
Zimbabwe. You are Zimbabwean citizen.
Guys. Lily, you must always stand for your country. No matter what, you must stand for your country. Don't embarrass yourself to other people.
Really, Maleficent, bayamxotsha when she goes on the Tudula platforms, bayamxotsha, bayamtshela izishiti izikaka.
I'm standing from Twaga's people, not Zimbabwe.
You're a liar. You went accusing a few of us of being ZANU-PF agents. Yiko ngiyakuzonda mina because you lie through your teeth.
I don't need your love, Kels.
You're a liar, and I'll never give it to you because you're not worthy of it. You're a child. Ungumntwana omncane that's being used by dirty politicians. Abadoda abadala, balenga. Things are lingering on the ground using a young girl like you to cause hate and division. Awulanhloni lawo.
Iproblem yakho udaka unenzondo ubuhlungu enhlizweni yakho.
Yes, because uhamba utshela amanga Lili okwe-Country Park ohlala eJozi. ULili ohlala eJozi. You go telling lies about people.
Sanibonani.
Yebo buhle, unjani?
Ngiyaphila linjani?
Hayi mina ngikho right.
Mina guys into engayitsho ukuthi mina belesicelo sokuthi sibofunda ukwehlukanisa izinto. Like mangabe ufika ku panel kukhulunywa ngetopic ethize, please stick to that. Asikho isidingo sokuthi uthi mawungafika endaweni ugcina usuba i-distraction usufaka izinto ezingadingi that panel. Akhona certain panels maybe ukuthi mawukhulunywa ngepolitics khona ukuthi mhlambe whatever, you understand, kukhulunywe ngakho, but namhlanje vele iseli off topic already because bekungakhulunywa nge-tribalism, bekukhulunywa ngama-challenges as a country. So okwamanje lapha it has nothing to do with Mtwagazi, it has nothing to do with Ndebele or Shona. Ama-issues that ebesidiscussa ngawo, they have everything to do with for as long as lesithupha seZimbabwe. You understand? Because ama-challenge, ma ungafika eSouth Africa, it does not matter whether you're in South Africa or Botswana or what. Ma besithi we tired of Zimbabweans. They don't care whether you Shona, Ndebele, Kalanga or what. So those are the issues that we're addressing. Can you kindly stick to that? Nyabong.
Hayi siyabonga mama. Siyabonga. Chief, do you want to come in? Have you got network now? Chief.
I'm all right. I don't have time for nonsense. I'm here. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear
you
you.
hear me?
I can hear you.
Look, I think the whole year we've been having the same issues, same conversations, same arguments. I think we need to get to a point where if we want to speak preach democracy, let's allow people to speak what they want to speak. Allow it to vent and whatever. Give it time. After that, it is entirely up to you now to want to engage or not. Now, when you're engaging and you keep arguing with her, you're giving her the platform. You're giving her the go-ahead to have a conversation. She can say whatever she wants to say. Give her the 2 minutes. That's done. You don't engage with her if you don't believe in her, because that's what we're doing. I don't need to justify why some Zimbabweans love each other, why some Zimbabweans don't love each other. If I don't subscribe to your nonsense that you're spewing, I ignore you. I literally just ignore you. I don't address you. I don't engage with you, but allow her to speak. Give her the 2 minutes and that's it. And then we move on. I just don't have time for nonsense. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Chief. Does anyone else want to contribute anything? The Queen?
Yes, I want to.
Or Elder?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. If
How
I
are
can
you
go
there?
to the top.
Queen, let Elder go first and then you can go after.
Is it me who is speaking?
Yeah, it's you, Elder. Go first.
Okay, thank you. I want to address the issue of how South Africa is colonizing its neighbors. And then I compiled some interesting information. As of 2023, South Africa has got 180 to 200 companies that are operating in Zimbabwe as we speak. They cut across retail, fast food, financial services, telecommunications, and mining. And how much is South Africa milking from Zimbabwe in its current state? 40 billion rand annually. So my question is, do you think if South Africa milks 40 billion from Zimbabwe in its current state, there's motivation for South Africa to see things stabilizing or normalizing in Zimbabwe? I leave it there. Thank you.
No, thank you. Chaos, can I just ask a question? Again, we need to be very careful with the language that we use. Can you please define the word colonize, please, to me? And can you please make it reference to the companies that you've just said and then connect it together so that it can imply what you're saying? What does colonization mean?
Colonization is taking over the economic functioning of a particular given area or country. I think that is colonization in a nutshell for me. Going to what you've asked for, let me just go to it now. In retail.
Let's not just skip that. So according to you, that's the meaning of colonization. That's what colonization means.
Yes. Where
all right, can we go to the actual definition of colonization, not what you think?
It's an annexation of of one country by another country. Taking over.
Are we singing the South African anthem? Do we have South African police patrolling in Zimbabwe? Do you have a South African parliament that is addressing Zimbabwe?
Good. Thank you so much.
That would be colonization, right?
Wait. I like your example. When Rhodesia was annexed by Britain, were we singing the British anthem? Were we having the British flag in our country? Were we doing that? We were not. But were we not colonized by Britain? So I'm just using your metaphor to respond to you. The annexation of Zimbabwe by South Africa is very well camouflaged. On the surface,
my good sir, you really need to read your history properly, okay? It was the British company, okay? If we look at the history of who had colonized Zimbabwe, the British company was separate from the British. It was a company that was coming from Britain, but representing itself. That's why it gained its independence from the British, because it was a colony of British, and then it got its own independence. So what are you talking about?
Okay. Are you saying when
So again, I don't want to hold on. Excuse me, hold on. Good say. I don't want us to divert the attention, because I know the type of conversations like this where we divert the attention to what you were talking about. Let's go back to you. Yeah, let's go back to you claiming that South Africa has what's the term that you used?
Annexed.
Now it's annexed.
Well,
you said colonization, that now it's annexed.
Annexation and colonization to me are synonyms.
Right. Okay, so let's get back to that, because you literally just said, so South Africa is running Zimbabwe's economy, according to you.
Yes.
I'm asking,
yes.
Okay, how are they doing that? And how much are they controlling, and how much is the stake in Zimbabwe that they have? Which company are this? Give us a few of these companies and tell us the board of directors that actually sit on the board of, that actually controls Zimbabwe, and so that we can understand. The reason I'm saying this is because...
Thank you so much.
The reason, I need to understand.
Okay.
Can you hold on? Hold on. The reason I'm saying this is words matter. How you address a country matters. South Africa is a sovereign country, and we should be respecting it. In as much as Zimbabwe is a sovereign country, we should be respecting those countries. So when we are very loosely using certain words that are like this, we are doing more damage to whatever shaky relationship that we have. Let's be careful with that. So carry on.
Okay, thank you. Well, I don't know whether unmasking an evil is called using words loosely, because now when you look at a country milking 40 billion worth of business from a country where poverty just running amok everywhere, why would citizens who have been reduced to nothing?
Are these companies legal, by the way? Are they following the protocols? Are they paying taxes in Zimbabwe, or they are illegal? What are they?
Okay. When you look at the state of the Zimbabwean government now, does it look like it's receiving any tax from anywhere?
Please answer the question. I'm not here to talk the politics of Zimbabwe. I just want to understand are they legal in Zimbabwe? Are they paying taxes in Zimbabwe according to you?
Well, because South Africa protected ZANU-PF when it had lost power.
I am not going to do a grasshopper conversation with you. I like I said before, I really do not want to do that. Because now, no.
You want me to agree with you, right?
No, I don't want you to agree with me. I want you to prove what you're saying.
Hold on. Give me a platform to explain myself.
I don't want to talk about the politics of South Africa protecting Zimbabwe. I asked you a simple question.
But
I don't want history. I don't want history.
There are times whereby it becomes relevant to give a big.
Okay, I'm going to give you
background.
I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Okay, let's just hear. Okay, I would like you to tell me exactly, number one, if there's companies that are in Zimbabwe from South Africa are legal or not, if they are paying taxes or not. And I would like you to tell me as well, does Zimbabwe have companies in South Africa or not? Are they legal in South Africa or not? I would like you to I would like you to tell me as well if America, Canada, UK, Australia have different companies in different places. And please tell me if they're colonizing those places because they are legally in those countries trading.
Okay. Good. I want to speak about Canada or India or Jamaica. I want to speak about countries that I have got intense knowledge about. It is a fact, you can verify it. South Africa, given the current state of Zimbabwe, is milking 40 billion rand annually. You can verify that. You asked for examples of companies.
I can verify that where. Sorry, I can verify that where.
STSA can give you. STSA is one of the most credible sources of information. You can go there to say the balance of trade between Zimbabwe and South Africa as of 2023. It will confirm what I'm talking about.
Do you actually know what trade means? Trade means you're trading something, right? You're saying that they're milking. There's a difference.
Yes,
all of a sudden they're trading. So trading is milking.
I want to use the word milking.
Trade is trade is exchange, isn't it? When you trade something, you're exchanging something, right? You trade, you're exchanging something, right?
Then I apologize to use the word trade. I think carelessly, because Zimbabwe gets nothing out of it.
Wow. Okay, carry on.
Fine. You asked about the number of companies that are in Zimbabwe. South African companies that are in Zimbabwe. They are not less than 180. Which companies? Can I give examples? Yes.
I asked you if they are legal or not. You have still not answered that yet.
Look, as to whether they are legal or not legal, but you look at the financial services, Standard Bank is operating in Zimbabwe.
My question is about the legality of those companies. Are they legal or not?
Operating in Zimbabwe. Nedbank is operating in Zimbabwe.
Thank you for the extra information. My question is simple. Are they legal? Are they legal or not? Are they legal or not?
Well, I think that's homework for me and you to find out.
Jesus. Then I rest my case. I
Thank
really
you.
wanted to have a conversation with you.
No. I also do not want. I said if South Africa can milk 40 billion, it needs when Zimbabwe it's on its knees. That is milking, and isn't it diabolic? It's diabolic. Can you look at how Zimbabwe are suffering? It's pathetic. And the same people have got the audacity to say we are spending so much money to deport people. Where can these people go to when they've allowed everything to go down?
That was your angle. So if I can ask you, my good sir, how many companies are from Zimbabwe operating in South Africa? Do you know, or you only know about South African companies in Zimbabwe?
Okay.
How many are there?
The last time I was reading about Delta buying a rundown franchise of Sondela. You know Sondela that makes
it's only one.
From yeah.
I actually wanted the number, not the names. How many are they that are in South Africa from Zimbabwe? How many companies do we have?
If there is any, unless for people who are.
So you don't know. You only know about the South Africa.
But my hypothesis is they are nothing compared to what South Africa is in Zimbabwe.
What is that nothing? I just want to know.
Okay. Well, it's just that I did not prepare that, but it's a negligible number.
I see. Okay, so whatever that number is, have they also colonized South Africa?
Well, I'm saying are South Africans suffering as a result of that business? That's the question.
Oh, so basically what you're saying is that the companies that are in Zimbabwe from South Africa are causing Zimbabwe to suffer.
Yes, thank you.
And how are they doing that?
Exploitation of Zimbabweans who are working those companies.
Which company? Give me a good example of one company that is from South Africa that is exploiting Zimbabweans in Zimbabwe through their company. Give me one.
I would loosely say any retail and fast food.
I asked for one. I asked for one so that you can also give us a detailed, whatever you're saying right now, that the exploitation. Give us the detail of that company. Give us a name, the details, and the victims that have been victims of what you're saying.
Good. I have a cousin who works at a fast food Hungry Lion in Harare.
Okay.
That person is as good as they are not working, but do they have any choice? They get $200.
What does that mean? Sorry? They get what? Sorry, they get what? 200 what?
They get $200 per month.
Per month. Okay. Well, how much do teachers get in Zimbabwe from the government?
That's more or less the same, if not $300 or $400.
So this company is exploiting, but the government is not exploiting. But South African company is exploiting.
That's why I'm saying the Zimbabwean government is so incapacitated that there's nothing that they can do.
Okay, so but my question is, so
it also proves the point that I said about colonization of Zimbabwe by South African companies running everything to the point that the government.
My good sir, you literally say that these guys are being paid $200 on a monthly basis is as good as not working. So if this individual is not happy with that money that they've been paid, why are they still there?
Do they have a choice?
Well, you can leave.
Wait a minute. The choice is for them to cross into South Africa. That's the other choice.
Yes, it's a choice. So it's a choice, isn't it? You can do whatever it is that you want. That's when you
become illegal immigrant in South Africa.
Listen, but still your choice. Because if you're saying that you're being paid $200 at a place and you're not happy, flipping leave.
So okay, fine. Then you are blaming the victims now.
Victim of what? If I am if I have created hold on, excuse me. All right,
colonization.
All right, that's fine. So let me end this conversation by saying this. Like, most of the things that you're saying right now are very dangerous when it comes to relations.
No, they're not dangerous. They're not dangerous.
I'm still talking, sir. Thank you very much. Let me talk. Let me speak.
It is what it is.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
What the hell? Wait. What the hell was that?
I don't know.
It's dangerous ideologies.
It's not dangerous. It is what
I thought you said goodbye. Why are you still talking? You said bye, did you? So go. So, Kels, it is very dangerous for individuals to come up here spewing information that is untrue and
That's not.
uncalled for.
Would you
It
say
doesn't.
non-factual? Is that?
And yes, you use words that are you loosely put in as South Africa colonizing Zimbabwe. Look, the problems that are there already between the two countries. We don't need to be adding most of these things on top of whatever nonsense that we're going through. Let's be careful of what we say, and let's be honest about the things that we say. South Africa
You're a
is not going
beneficiary
to.
then.
All right, I will drop you if you continue talking when you're not supposed to be talking. I will literally drop you. Thank you. So, so listen. South Africa, look, if there's companies that are from South Africa that are operating in Zimbabwe, it is a good thing for Zimbabwe because these companies are operating legally in a country, adding to the economy, creating employment for Zimbabweans. That is a good thing. I do not understand why an individual can come up here, spew such nonsense, and think that which is diabolical, and think that you can get away with it. You can't get away with it. You can't. You can't have a hatred for a country to the extent that you want to create lies about a country. Let's stop that nonsense. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Does anyone else want to add anything? Mansa? Mansa Musa? Oh, sorry, it was your turn, Queen. Sorry, Mansa. The Queen, she's been waiting.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Queen, open your mic. You can talk.
Yes, I'm here. And how is everyone?
Thank you. Thank you for your patience. You were very patient. You can go ahead.
I've been very, very patient. I was here over an hour ago. So the conversation has changed. I don't know how many times. It has become what it was not. Because when we were talking, it was about how to come up with solutions. Because somebody spoke about the crime that is currently happening. It was about that guy and the cell phones and everything. And I think my brother was saying, okay, how do we then help each other so that this whole concept of crime happening currently in South Africa does not affect us as a people, being South African and being Zimbabwean, both in the country of South Africa. So where it went, honestly, it's crazy. But I'll just try to go along with what's being said. Being a person who is very involved in economics, I think I'll go there just a little bit, because I think it's better if we speak facts at the same time. So I would say, as Chief was saying, that businesses and individuals are different. South African companies operating in Zimbabwe, they do so within legal frameworks. They pay taxes, they sign contracts, and they follow the Zimbabwean law. So these, according to me, are legal economic activities, and their profits reflect investment and trade, not human movement. So I really don't understand where our elder there was trying to go, but that is not necessarily where we wanted to go if we are talking solutions on this platform. I've been on this platform before, and I know that it's Zimbabweans who want there to be solutions to issues which are both in Zimbabwe and things which, affect Zimbabweans who are in South Africa as well. So I just feel like, enforcing immigration law is not anti-Zimbabwean. Every sovereign country has the right to manage its borders and to enforce its laws. So in trying to ensure that the people who are basically in the country are legal, nobody is trying to spew hate, And, I just feel like when now we include trade and we trade versus human movement, these two they are just separate things. Just because companies profit from investing in another country doesn't mean legal systems and immigration policies should be ignored. economic interaction between Zimbabwe and South Africa can coexist with respectful, lawful control of the borders. So I just feel that we must go back to the topic. We are facing a crisis right now. There is a lot of crime which happens in the country. There are a lot of my good Zimbabwean legal people who are unhappy about the image that is being portrayed by those people who are creating the crime, and they also want to help. So how do we get into a situation where we are both saying, okay, how do we deal with this so that those who are illegal and unable to hold themselves accountable, how do we then, find a way to hold them accountable, make sure that this doesn't happen? That was the issue. I don't know how we got away from it, but I'm trying to just, get us back to where we were. But I just want that Makulu Malume to come back to say, so that he can know that 38% of imports, meaning Zimbabwe buying from South Africa, is Zimbabwe buying. It has nothing to do with the trade that happens with headquarter companies from South Africa coming into Zimbabwe. Most of Zimbabwe's goods come from, let me say 38%, because I know that as a fact. But we need to start facing reality. We both need to work together with regards to this illegal coming and going. It's wrong from both ends. And the fact that there is crime that forms, particularly from that situation, is something that we should be finding resolve for. That is my thinking. Thank you.
Thank you, Queen. Mansa Musa, you can contribute. You can open your mic.
Thank you. Yeah, I agree, I think, with Chief and Queen as well. We have to have logical arguments. You cannot, at certain points, the panel turns into just a back and forth. We've seen it often, and there are people who essentially thrive in those environments where you're not talking facts and you're just arguing back and forth, exchanging insults. It's not really productive. But as you can tell, the last three speakers here are actually adding value to the conversation. You don't have to be anti-South African or hate South Africans. They have a certain challenge that they're facing. And I think to Queen's point, right, we can discuss what needs to happen from a crime perspective, because Zimbabwe is definitely facing issues as well, right? So there's a conversation to be had there. I'm not the most exposed to be able to talk about it. But what I do want to address is the economic portion as well. Realistically, you have to accept the fact that South Africa is Zimbabwe's biggest trade partner, and we're not South Africa's biggest trade partner. I think South Africa accounts for about 40% of Zimbabwe's total imports, right? While it's only 10% or so for South Africa. So they're running a trade surplus from our point of view, which is not a negative thing. You have to look at means of production. Zimbabwe is scaling up. We've suffered a lot of challenges within certain industries. So it's only a benefit to Zimbabwe to have South African companies participate in this sector. I see Queen Dudula, who I think is very loud, but lacks in research or homework. She needs to study a little bit. But he keeps calling franchises. It's not franchises. These are global companies that are exposed internationally. If you look at an industry like platinum as an example, Zimbabwe is one of the top 5 platinum producers in the world. A South African company holds 87% stake within the Zimbabwe platinum industry. That's not a franchise. That's just global investments. They realize that Zimbabwe has the resources. The South Africa obviously has a lot of exposure, especially within mining. They have the knowledge, they have the training, they have the resources. So they found a way to invest within the Zimbabwe mining sector, not just platinum, gold. A lot of South African companies are helping Zimbabwe with exploration, with setting up labs for studying and setting up feasibility for certain mining areas. We have opportunities to learn from South Africa. So even though we argue back and forth on immigration in certain panels, I don't have to be ignorant to the realities of the economic situation between Zimbabwe and South Africa.
Yes, sir. Yeah, very true, man.
The reality is we're having a social push and pull factors between the two groups. And to me, this is, and the 123 people in here that really, a lot of them are just here for the banter, the back and forth. At a certain point, you have to ask yourself, what's the solution? Because Zimbabweans really want Zimbabwe to improve. We're proud people. We love our country, and the incels don't really encourage any progress. You know, if you go on panels, Abahambe, whatever, it's not going to make the needle move. Help us by having a back and forth conversation. No one is saying South Africa needs to move into Zimbabwe, do anything. You're already there. And what typically happens is the people arguing on these panels get into political office, and then they realize the scale of the economic relationship between these two countries. We benefit together more. Don't talk about South Africa's trade with the US and European countries, when in reality, the trade between Zimbabwe and South Africa is cheap. I call it cheap trade because simply Zimbabwe is failing to scale up simple industries. So we're importing every single thing from South Africa, which is a big benefit to the South African economy. So if you sit in a room and you talk to an economist, they'll call out the specific talking points as to why Zimbabwe-South African relationship is a net positive for South African government, because you're benefiting much more. The fact that Zimbabwe is unstable right now results in a really good economic situation for South Africa. Even in, this is not the most comfortable position to take. Even in places like immigration, if you go to your own South African sources, you'll find that you're lacking in certain industries. You have a skill set shortage in certain industries, and Zimbabweans and other Africans have essentially taken those roles on, right? And if you look at like estimations for like what happens within the South African market in 2030, 2040, your own government is calling out certain sectors that, hey, we have a shortage. We have to start looking at major investments in education, and also getting skilled laborers to migrate into South Africa, to the point that they're expanding the opportunities for skilled people to travel into South Africa and find a way to get residence. That's just the reality on the ground. So I think we have to, in closing, I think we have to move away from the back and forth political debate about social issues. Someone arguing that, hey, the hospital there's an issue with access to hospital. It's a good point, true. But then you also have to argue, what has government failure produced? Because government needs to understand the population growth, and they need to expand those hospitals to cater for the population. You can't give Zimbabwean people asylum and temporary residency, and then at the same time not expand your social services. You're working the immigrant as opposed to working with your own government to put in place solutions that help. And I think Zimbabweans were on our own side having a lot of back and forth about what can we do, which is challenging because our regimes are different and there's a lot of political tension within Zimbabwe. So when someone like Lily comes and they're saying stuff I don't even want to address, it's not productive, because on the ground, the people in Zimbabwe really want to improve the country. Thank you.
Okay, Mansa Musa, that was very, very, very productive. Thank you very much. And I hope that all of us really understood what he meant by his delivery there. Because like he said, it's not productive of us to curse at each other, insult each other. Nothing moves. Everything just continues to stand still. So, yeah. Anyway, I think Game said he's shutting the live down soon. So, yeah. So I'm going to hop off, guys, but thank you very much for coming up and contributing towards the discussion. So, Game host, it's over to you. Or Chief, you've got more, didn't it?
Yeah, I think you said it's closing right now. Guys, listen, insults are not going to stop. People will insult people. But it's what we do after the insults. Or are we feeding onto those insults? Are we Are we addressing the insults? Because when we do that, you're just encouraging the insults. But if you just ignore the insults, they go away. Just let them go. It's as simple as that.
Like the people
But yeah,
speaking
thank
the
you.
insults, they no longer have relevance.
I have
That's
a
why they're now
question.
Yeah.
jumping on these
So
platforms
anyway,
now. So yeah.
Zeti, it is. Hi, Zeti, how are you? I was at to say. Who
Malume.
else?
Good man. How are you?
Good man, we're good.
You know this is
I think
happening.
game was about to close, so you might want to say something before you close it.
Oh yeah. So, before game closes, you have no on government. You have no control. It's government policy. Government policy. Doesn't matter what you say. You are irrelevant to the policy. Policy is set up. That's what the government policy is. You can say your opinions as much as you want. That's what the government policy is. Government is not going to turn around. The governments are not stupid. They're not going to turn around and stop migration. They're not going to turn around and stop trade. They're not crazy. They're trying to run a country. They're not running a tuck shop. So emotions are irrelevant. The government knows what it benefits from migration. If you don't know, doesn't mean that it changes anything. If your information is incorrect, doesn't mean that it changes anything. Government knows. This is why Pipe Bridge border and Messina border is it's the busiest one in Africa. Both countries are eating from it. Revenue, crazy. No one in their right mind is going to reduce that traffic. No one in their right mind that knows politics 101 plus economics 101 is going to reduce that. You can cry as much as you want to cry. But you still have to deal with the busiest border in Africa that generates money like no one else's business. So it's irrelevant. Immigration becomes a talking point, a low-hanging fruit in politics, but it does not get you anywhere. You can't win anything by immigration. That does not work. Because the moment you turn around and put in 2 brain cells, you understand why immigration brings money. You know? So you're stuck. It becomes just cheap politicking. When the economy is or when the people are feeling the economical bites, political people turn around and check the immigration as a talking point. But it's long. It will take you that far. It can only take you, not even to the door, maybe to the garden. But it won't bring you close. Still, you have to turn around and check in numbers like any other political organization.